The first call came at 2:14 a.m. No one spoke, but I could hear breathing. I hung up. The second call came 2 minutes later. Same breathing, but closer, like they were right outside my window. I pulled the curtains shut. The third call didn't come from my phone. It came from the baby monitor in my living room, and this time, they whispered my name.
I opened my eyes. In the dark side of the glass. No sound, no air, just the shape of her, moving on the other side. Then, her phone rang. I waited. She always answers. When she did, I leaned close, testing the connection. My first word to her was just a breath.
I didn't own a baby monitor, but there it was, a tiny screen glowing on the coffee table, showing my bedroom, except I was already in the bedroom. On the screen, I saw myself, asleep, and just behind me, someone was leaning over my bed.
I found it, a crack between our worlds, a baby monitor, glowing in the dark like an open door. Through it, I saw her, in her bedroom, breathing slow, dreaming. She looked smaller in sleep, easier to take. I leaned closer to the screen, until my face nearly touched hers.
I froze. The figure on the screen tilted its head, and the baby monitor went black. A knock came at my bedroom door. 3 slow knocks. I live alone. I didn't answer, but the door handle started to turn anyway.
The rules are old. I can't cross over unless she lets me in, so I knock. 3 slow beats, each one pulling us closer together. The wood between us is thin now, almost warm. I lean in and hear it. Her heartbeat, fast, waiting for me.
The handle stopped. Silence. Then, a slow creak, as the door opened just enough for me to see a shadow spill across the floor. I leaned forward, and an eye looked back at me through the crack. It was my eye.
The door gave me a gift, a crack wide enough for something small. I pushed my eye through, just to see her better. She was staring back, frozen, terrified. I stayed there, watching her breathe, and then I smiled. Just the eye.
I stumbled back, but the door slammed shut before I could scream. My phone buzzed. A new photo. No sender. It was me, sitting on the bed, with something standing right behind me. I turned around. Nothing was there. But on the pillow was a single lock of my hair, cut clean.
Dreams are easier to slip into. She didn't even know I was there. I stood over her, the air heavy, the room bending around us. One lock of hair, warm in my hand. The first tether. The first piece of her that's mine. When she wakes, she'll find it. Proof that I'm closer than she thought.
At first, I thought it was the wind. But the sound kept pulling me toward the wall. Faint whispers. My own voice, replaying a conversation I'd had earlier tonight. Word for word. I pressed my ear to the wall. It wasn't an echo. It was a recording. And then, the voice changed, and it said my name.
Her voice was easy to catch. Every word she spoke. I kept it. I learned her laughter, her sighs, the way she breathes when she's afraid. The more I practiced, the less I sounded like me. The last thing I recorded was her name. I set it into the wall, so she'd hear it from inside.
I checked my security camera and froze. At 3:04 a.m., it recorded me walking outside, but I never left the bed. The footage showed another me. Same clothes, same face. She stopped in front of the camera and smiled. She knew I was watching.
It was time for her to know I was real. 3:04 a.m., the hour the walls are thinnest. I stepped into her yard, letting the cold grass bend beneath my feet. I knew the camera would be watching. I stopped in front of it, met its glass eye with mine, and smiled.
I woke up to find her in the room with me. She hadn't come through the door. She was just there. My double stared at me, unblinking. And then she spoke. You've been in my place long enough. The air went cold. The lights flickered. I blinked. And suddenly, I was outside, watching her live inside my house.
I didn't need the door anymore. The air bent, and I stepped through the space between heartbeats. She was sitting up in bed, wide-eyed, clutching the sheets. I told her, "You've been in my place long enough." She didn't move, didn't breathe. I blinked, and she was outside, watching me live inside her life.
I banged on the window, screaming for them to let me in. Inside, she was laughing with my friends, my family. No one looked at me. It was like I didn't exist. She wore my face, my clothes, my voice, and they believed her. Then, someone grabbed my shoulder from behind. We need to talk, they whispered, before it finishes the swap.
Her life fits me perfectly. I wear her voice, her smile, her memories, like they've always been mine. Friends, family, none of them can tell the difference. They laugh with me, trust me, love me. But in the reflection of the window, I see her. Standing outside in the cold. I don't look. I don't wave. I just keep laughing.
The stranger's eyes were wild. It's not you anymore, they said. It's the mirror spawn. If it opens the right door, you'll never get back. We ran to the house. She was there, my double, standing at a door that had never been there before. It opened into pure black. From the dark, a voice whispered, "Come home." Something pulled me inside, and as the door closed, my voice said, calm and steady, "It's your turn now."
Was waiting for me. The final door, hidden where she could never see it. I opened it, and the dark poured in like water. Something older stepped forward. Older than her. Older than me. I leaned close and whispered, "Come home." The dark reached out, wrapping around her like it had always belonged to her. She disappeared inside. And the door